Hello, good morning. A while ago I heard great advice. It said, things grow best when they're in the right environment, in the proper element. And like good advice, that one floored me. And I've been pondering and reflecting, meditating about what is my environment and my element. Because if you can discern it, if you can find it, filter it out, and focus on it, then isn't that like taking a plant and putting it in the perfect greenhouse with the perfect nutrients and water and everything? And this plant grows like a beanstalk. It boom, takes off. That's what I want to do. I'm going to die. But before then, I want to burn bright. I want to grow tall. I want to offer much shade. And like I said, I've been thinking about what my element and environment is. And most recently, I've come up with, I feel that my environment is one of contribution. I wasn't a leader in the military. I was a self-starter, and I didn't need any supervision, and I got my shit done. But I volunteered to lead when I had to, and I took leadership positions as they were assigned, but it was never my ambition. And sometimes it's not that I'm too pushy as a leader, but that I'm not pushy enough in certain areas. Anywho, so my environment now, I think it needs to be of contribution. What does that mean? Well, when I tried out for Special Forces, I had to grab a hold of something to motivate me the whole time. To keep my head in the game and to keep feeding my heart. And the thing that I picked was knowing that I was going to be among the most professional sons of bitches in the world. That I would show up each day and work with the best of the best. And that there would be no sick days, tired days, called in late, didn't feel like it, got a flat tire, didn't know how to fix it days. That when your peers are the highest echelon, then you have to maintain an unbelievably high standard. You have to push yourself beyond not just your comfort zone, but what you think you can do. That's how we elevate ourselves. And I didn't just want to be a soldier. I wanted to be a great soldier. And I didn't want to just go on missions. I wanted to go on the most exclusive and clandestine and challenging and amusing missions. The ones that either you could tell anecdotes about or you couldn't tell anecdotes about. And to get there, you don't just have to reach a high level of standard and excellence. You have to maintain it and keep reaching higher. You have to climb the mountain until you burn out or get tired and retire or hurt. And so I think, what is my element now? It's in contribution. I want to contribute where it's most beneficial, and I think that I have a high level of product to give. Like, if what's going on right now is such a big deal, and there's such a big paradigm shift and transitions of power and resources and borderlines, and then I want to be on the deck of the Enterprise. I don't necessarily want to be in the commander's chair, but I'd like to be the science officer or security officer or ensign or something. I want to contribute at the highest level. Now, I don't believe in money. I think that money is a pitfall. I think that it's one of the oldest religion, government, money. They're some of the oldest traps. And so I see myself working with some kind of group of uh, outcasts, outlaws, and not so much trying to fight the system and raise an army and no, I think to get a bunch of guys together and then just step outside of the system and start over with something a little bit more pure and protect it from what we've been exposed to and what, okay? And how do we do that? We got to pivot. We got to push back and forth chess. Worrying about them taking away rights that we know they're going to take away means that we're fearing the inevitable. If they're going to take away our rights, if they're going to come and get us, if they're going to outlaw this, that, the other, then we know that that's going to happen. And we need to act accordingly and use that to our advantage. I'd like to see a group of guys taking advantage of what's going on right now to establish some kind of camp, like maybe in the Mojave Desert or in the Nevada Desert or something, and start a solar crypto farm, start a pepper greenhouse farm, start bunkhousing a motorcycle club of goyim that travel city to city in the area and gather resources and distribute flyers and speak and offer aid to community. I'd like to see shingles and outposts here and there of people that become supportive to the cause, not because it's militant, not because it's violent and warmongering, but because it's a breath of fresh air and levity from taxation and media telling us identity politics and constant warmongering with new weapons given to the cops and how about you just have a bunch of good old boys out at a ranch fixing shit for free in exchange for like seeds and mulch, and then they're competitive because they have that silly old crypto farm and they're welling for water out there in the desert and they're thriving and they're non-confrontational and they avoid all conflict, right? And then as shit continues to hit the fan, then what these guys are doing is demonstrating that it's not about controlling the world and exerting dominance and being a threat, but it's about relearning the ropes with self-preservation and starting new healthy communities and looking at things from a fresh point of view. Outside the box is what we should have been doing all along because it was the right way. We've been stuck inside the box, and the box is controlled by mammon, money, usury, the bankers, global homo. So I'd like to rally a group like this, ride in a club, help build clubhouses, help dig wells, help start pepper ranches, help recycle old computers and get a solar farm going and crypto mining going and giving people rides from city to state that are disenfranchised or searching for lost kin or need help or want to learn life skills because what they was doing didn't work for them, and they see that we're trying something and they're interested in trying, and then having this thing be its own test in that if it is pure enough in essence and it is sincere and it is genuine, then there will be no power in anything that attacks it. It won't need barbed wire and machine guns and informants. That this thing will be so good that even the marauders and the sentinels that come would look at it and go, "Hey, can I sign up? I want to join too." You know, they're not going to fight us if they want exactly what we want. And me being contributing doesn't necessarily mean I stay in one locale. Like, I traveled in the past to escape my problems and to search for myself. I didn't escape my problems, but I did find myself. And I think more of a place to lay my head and a long-term homestead as my retreat from my travels as I'm weary and need a rest, until it becomes that all I do is resting, and then maybe I could visit with guests and such, but then it's time for me to go into the woods and leave my door unlocked. But I see a lot of traveling in my future, and I see a lot of working with the best, and I see standing at the precipice, and I imagine I'll hear the cannons in the distance. But I want to do the good work. I want to do the work that my forefathers would be proud of, that the Christian work, that the freedom work that patriots died for, the loving work that all the families that lost someone, I want to sew the new fabric or tapestry of a better way of living that we're all yearning for deep inside. And I'm not afraid to pay the price, so sign me up and put me at the front of the line.